Welcome to my walkthrough of Pokemon Unite for complete beginners who may have never played this kind of game before. In this video, I will be showing you gameplay footage from start to finish on how to play Pokemon Unite and some general tips if you're just starting out for the first time and feeling a little bit lost. Pokemon Unite is a 5 vs 5 MOBA, or multiplayer online battle arena, in which two teams of players compete against each other on a predefined battlefield with the goal of scoring the highest amount of points. Points are gathered by defeating wild Pokemon or opposing enemies on the other team. Once you gather points, you can then deposit or score them in enemy score zones. The team with the highest amount of points by the end of 10 minutes wins. MOBAs can be very overwhelming, especially if you have never played one before. There is a lot to understand, and the learning curve is quite steep. I recommend completing all of the tutorials in the game to improve your knowledge. However, even with the in-game tutorials, it can still be very confusing as to what to do in an actual game. The main thing to remember is that it will take time and practice. I am still on the learning curve myself. First, this is the main screen you are greeted with after completing the initial tutorial. To start a game, click on Unite Battle. This will take you to a lobby screen where you can toggle between different modes of games and invite friends to play with. The kinds of games include ranked, standard, and quick battles. The gameplay in this video is focused on ranked and standard games as they use the same map and rules, and which, as the name suggests, are the standard rules for the base game. To repeat, two teams of 5 players compete against each other in a predefined battlefield with the goal of obtaining the highest amount of points. The difference between standard and ranked matches is that in ranked, you are placed in certain tiers with players of similar experience in rank, where each win improves your rank and each loss decreases rank to a certain degree. Ranks include beginner, great, expert, veteran, ultra, and masters. If you are completely new to the game, I recommend starting with standard games as it can give you a feel of the game without having any rank to lose. When you have selected the mode you want and invited your friends, hit start. You will then match with other players for a total of 10 players, 5 members on each side. Click ready in order to proceed. When ready, your square will light up, but it will remain faded while you are not ready. If any person does not ready in time, including yourself, the matchmaking process will restart over automatically. You will then be brought to the character select screen to pick the Pokemon you want to battle with. On the left, you can see what you and your teammates have chosen. At the bottom is where you can select Pokemon. In ranked matches, you can only choose Pokemon which you have bought and have a license for. In standard matches, you will also be able to choose the ones you own, but also from a set of Pokemon that are free to play for a set amount of time. It's at this point where I will talk about the different kinds of Pokemon and each of their roles. Attackers, like the name suggests, are meant to attack and deal massive damage to take down enemies. Typically though, they do not have that much health or endurance, and can also be taken down easily themselves. Examples of attackers include Pikachu, Greninja, and Cinderace. Defenders, also like the name suggests, are meant to help defend teammates. They have high health and endurance, but usually cannot do much damage on their own and are slower to move around. Their goal is to soak up damage for their teammates to protect them. Examples include Snorlax, Slowbro, and Crustle. All-rounders are a mix of attackers and defenders, and are meant to be in between the other two roles. Examples include Charizard and Lucario. Supporters are meant to help heal teammates or provide buffs or debuffs to give your teammates advantages and the opponents disadvantages. Examples include Wigglytuff and Eldegoss. Speedsters are also like the name suggests and have the most mobility and speed. They fulfill the role typically referred to as the jungler, as they spend most of their time in the middle central part of the map, often called the jungle, and rotate between the top and bottom lanes to help out teammates. They typically also have very high damage but low health. Examples include Gengar and Zeraora. Each type of Pokemon has their own pros and cons, and you will find out what kind of Pokemon you like playing the most over time. Generally, it is recommended to have one of each type of Pokemon on your 5-person team, and the game will recommend you to add or switch to one if they are missing from your composition. It's not necessary to do this, but usually can be quite helpful in keeping your team composition balanced, which helps when fighting enemies. Once you have chosen your Pokemon, you'll want to prepare your items. At the beginning, you won't really have anything to choose from, but later you will, and it is quite an important part of the game. Select Battle Prep with ZL. In Battle Prep, you can choose your battle item. These are items on cooldown that can be used about every 40 to 60 seconds in-game. Examples include potions that give you health back in a quick pinch, the eject button, which can let you teleport quickly away or towards a target destination, or X attack, which boosts your attack power for a short period of time. They are very useful and very important to use in battle. Held items provide passive buffs to your Pokemon and can be upgraded over time with a currency called item enhancers. Some examples of buffs include increasing attack damage, increasing speed, or decreasing time between attacks. Next, I will explain movesets in the actual game because as you can see, we've talked about so much already and the game itself hasn't even started. That said, preparing for battle is a huge part of the game and a very important process. The last step is to communicate with your teammates on where you want to go by setting your path. You can say if you want to go to the top lane, bottom lane, or central area, also known as the jungle. You don't always have to do this, and if you are completely new to the game, you might not even know what this means, or what to pick. But I will also explain all of this, so let's head back into next steps. Once the countdown timer hits 0, you will move to the loading screen, where you can see the opponents you are facing as well as their battle items. You can also see the rank of your teammates represented by the border around their character. You will then start the game, where you will be positioned at your home base. This is where I will talk about the map, particularly the mini-map, which will be your best friend. You can see an overview of the map in your mini-map, which is usually located at the top left. There are 5 purple points and 5 orange points, which are goal zones. Purple is the color for your own team zones, and orange are for the enemies. Again, the goal of the game is to score points in the enemy orange score zones and to defend your purple ones to prevent the enemy team from scoring, and to therefore have the most points to win the game. Remember when I talked about paths and lanes? Well, the map can be divided into 3 general areas. On the map, there are 2 lanes, top and bottom. There is also the central area. Generally, you want 2 Pokemon in the top lane, 2 in the bottom, and 1 person roaming in the central area who can then travel between the top and bottom lanes to help out their teammates. The game will recommend a direction, but you don't always have to follow it. For example, in this video, Pikachu is recommended to go top lane, but because 2 Pokemon already went there, I decided to go to the bottom. In early games just starting out, you generally want to stay in your lane, so you won't see much of the map or what your teammates are doing. But over time, you will come to learn when you can leave your lane, rotate, or how to travel around the map. And as the more experienced you become, the more map awareness you will develop. The central area is a bit harder to understand, as it requires you to move up and down the map, and so I would not recommend it when first starting out the game, and if you have never played a MOBA before. So if you end up having 3 people in a lane, that's okay. Over time, with more map awareness, you can start to take the central area more, and I can certainly make a video discussing about this in the future. You will then encounter wild Pokemon in your lane. This is the first step in being able to collect points to score. Points are called Aeos energy, and are the yellow balls that are dropped by wild Pokemon, sometimes called creeps in other MOBAs. They are the non-playable Pokemon that spawn around the map, like Audino, Corphish, and Combi, and are noted by yellow dots. You collect them by killing them. You will see a counter at the bottom wheel indicating how many points you have. Points cap off at a certain point, with the maximum being 50 that you can carry at a given time. To kill a Pokemon and attack it, you can attack in 3 main ways. With a basic attack, your special attacks with the R and ZR buttons, or with your Unite move, the ultimate, on ZL. As you defeat wild Pokemon and gain Aeos energy, you will also gain experience points to level within each game. You can see levels of yourself, teammates, and enemies on the left-hand side of the health bar. Leveling will increase your stats as well as unlock or upgrade your special skills. Each Pokemon has 2 unique skills to choose from. Don't worry, you will learn both. As you level up, these skills will then be upgraded and changed. For example, as I'm using Pikachu in this video, Pikachu initially starts with Thundershock and Electro Web. Thundershock can then be upgraded to either Electro Ball or Thunder, and Electro Web can either be upgraded into Volt Tackle or Thunderbolt. These special skills operate on cooldown, meaning once you have used it, you will not be able to use it again for a set period of time. Once that time is over though, you can reuse the skill. Eventually, at level 9, you learn your Ultimate Unite move, which has a lot longer of a cooldown and limited use, but it is extremely powerful and has different effects, so use it wisely. The one thing that is different about MOBAs from other games is that leveling and progression is limited to each 10-minute game. At the start of a new game, you will repeat this leveling process back at level 1, although the skills you pick and the Pokemon you choose can change for each new game. Eventually, you will reach the enemy score zone. Here, you will need to deposit your points within the zone. This is done by holding the X button. The more points you have, the longer it will take to score. Each goal zone has a set amount of points required before they are destroyed. First set has 80 points, the second set has 100, and the one closest to the enemy base is unlimited. Any number of points can be scored there. Over time, it can become harder to score as you enter deeper into the enemy side. Be careful, this is typically where the fights against enemy players begin. Enemy players can interrupt your attempts to score by attacking you. Likewise, if the enemies are trying to score in your zone, you can prevent them from scoring by attacking them. Fighting enemy players is often a way to successfully score or defend a goal, and here's where you will come to learn all the different skills each Pokemon has, while learning how to best use yours to take out opponents. With that, another way to gather points is to actually kill enemy players. You can see how many points they are carrying beside their health bar on the right side. If players have a high number of points, usually 40 or more, it will also show up on the minimap. Upon death, they will drop some Aeos energy, which you can then pick up to add to your own. Careful though, if you are holding a lot of points yourself, you may also become a target, and will drop Aeos energy points upon death. If you do die, don't despair, you will respawn back at your home base, and then can head back to your lane. That said, the higher level you are, the longer it will take to respawn. At the 7-minute mark, there will be 2 special Pokemon that spawn at the top and bottom lanes, Rotom at the top and Drednaw at the bottom. These special mobs will give significant advantage to your team, so you should be on the lookout to take them down or prevent the enemies from capturing them. They are incredibly important to helping out your team. Upon reaching an enemy base, Rotom will make an enemy base easier to score for about 30 seconds. It is almost instantaneous scoring. This will really help you push top lane. At the bottom, Drednaw will give a very large amount of experience points to help your whole team level, as well as a temporary shield that will boost defense in team fights. The experience boost is extremely helpful in keeping momentum for your team, or catching up in levels, and Drednaw is often seen as a more important objective than Rotom. When there are 2 minutes left in the game, the next special Pokemon, Zapdos, will spawn in the very center of the map. Zapdos is an incredibly important comeback mechanic. Upon capturing it, all enemy zones remaining will become instantly scoreable for the next 30 seconds. Also important to note, at 2 minutes, all scores are doubled in points. It is a very important time to be scoring points, which makes Zapdos that much more crucial. If you are losing, it is important to capture Zapdos to greatly increase your chance of a comeback and a win. If you are winning, it is important to stop the other team from taking Zapdos to prevent them from having a chance at a comeback. Either way, you need to be paying attention to Zapdos. Being in the center of the map, it is also at this time where, if it hasn't happened multiple times already, there's very likely going to be a big team fight between both sides, vying for Zapdos and for the win. Finally, at the end of the 10 minutes, the game ends and the points are tallied, with the team with the highest amount of points winning. And that's a wrap. Hey everyone, it's Chili Gong. Welcome to my channel where I talk about and play games like Pokemon and Brawl Stars. Thanks for stopping by. I'm really excited to share this video with you because it's a new Pokemon MOBA. Thanks so much for sticking with me and watching. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, and please subscribe to this channel if you're looking forward to more content about Pokemon and Brawl Stars and tutorials and the like. Have a great day guys, and hope to see you in game. Bye!